We have Dr. Chandrasekhar. He's the former DGP of Haryana and Punjab. He joins us from Chandigarh. We have in our Delhi studios, there's Aarti Jared, senior journalist. We have Utsav Singh Bains. He's the lawyer for the rape victims. And from Ranchi, we have Yogi Aswani joining us. He's with the Dhyan Foundation. I want to start with Dr. Chandrasekhar. Dr. Chandrasekhar, first and foremost, you've been the former DGP of Haryana. Explain to us, why was it impossible to prevent followers from gathering in Panchkula? Because we're hearing Section 144 has been imposed, and if so, and you have all these prohibitory orders in place, why and how is it that there are so many people on the ground? Who messed up?
First of all, let me say that I was former DGP of Punjab. So I want to relate two instances which are quite similar in nature, and then we can draw our judgment. In May 2007, Baba Ram Rahim copied the dress of Shri Guru Gobind Singh Ji. There was lot of resentment amongst the Sikh clergy, and a Sarbat Khalsa was called in Talbandi Sabo in Bathinda district in May 2007. More than 1.5 lakh of people converged on the scene, and while dispersing from that, they converged on all the deras in Punjab and Haryana, in Salabatpura, Bathinda, Malot, Sangrur, Sunam, and other deras. So the police was sandwiched between the Dera Premis as well as the Sikh clergy. So we took a firm stand, and I ordered that we will perform our duty, and that set the trend, and with some tactful handling, the people were managed and the crowds cleared. The second incident I want to relate is in the month of May 2006 in Chandigarh itself, when the High Court ordered the registration of the CBI inquiry in the year 2006, then more than 1 lakh of people had converged in a few sectors of Chandigarh. But the situation was again managed quite tactfully, and they all segregated.
Okay. So talking about the first incident, what happened in 2007, you say the police was sandwiched between the Sikh supporters and the Dera supporters. In this case, do you think the police is outnumbered?
Automatically, police can never match the numbers on both sides. Of course, in that case, it was like a three-tier kind of arrangement, surrounded by the Sikh clergy, then policemen, and then the Dera Premis in their Deras. So we had to protect the Deras at that point of time, and we did so by performing our duty quite straightforwardly and maintaining all discipline. So we told the Sikh Sangat that we will not allow, and the law will take its own place. We will not allow the law to be broken.
Okay, but sir, to go back to my original question, in your experience, who do you think messed up? How have we reached this position where you're saying that the cops are automatically going to be outnumbered? How have we reached that position today when you have all these followers here congregating outside this court?
But here I would say we still have an advantage that if we have open grounds which have been declared as open jails. So there are cricket stadiums, hockey stadiums, other open grounds. If these people can be prevailed upon to enter those open spaces, and then the police can act as a buffer, and no harm can take place to any person or property at any case.
I don't know if anyone can be prevailed upon at this late stage, but Utsav, tell us, is this an intimidation tactic, you think?
No, of course, this is absolutely an intimidation tactic. Even the Honorable High Court, Punjab and High Court today morning took a very serious note of the situation that is prevailing in Chandigarh and the Tri-City. See, the issue is that you cannot subvert or pollute the streams of justice or exert any kind of pressure on the judicial system by letting your followers in terms of lakhs and crores who throng a city and absolutely disable the normal life of the citizenry there. In this case, the police should have taken preventive measure. They should have immediately arrested anyone who was entering the city. People are not feeling safe. In case there are riots, I must tell this, that there's going to be a situation where the followers are going to outnumber even the police and the army. So in first place, why did the police and the state government let lakhs of followers come inside the state? There is 144 in action. They should have been easily taken into preventive custody, and that is absolutely the reason why the Punjab and Haryana High Court today observed in the morning that this is subversion of justice. You cannot put any kind of pressure on a judicial system in a means to intimidate the judges, intimidate the system, intimidate the courts, and I think this also amounts to contempt of court.
Mr. Chandrasekhar, would you like to just quickly respond to that? We have Utsav asking here, why did the police allow all of these followers to congregate to get in? Wouldn't it have just been better if they prevented them from coming in the first place?
I think it was possible in the first instance, but now that it has happened, it amounts to an unlawful assembly, and we know the means and how to disperse them. Now, we should try to prevail upon them if possible, otherwise they should be dispersed and taken to those open places so that they can also be saved, and any damage from them and against them can also be saved.
Aarti, let me just come to you straight. Is the government unwilling to take on the Dera here?
Well, it would seem so, wouldn't it? You know, the problem with, in this particular case, the Dera is an extremely influential group in Punjab and in Haryana. And we have seen in election after election, politicians going and paying obeisance at the Dera to, you know, the chief. And in fact, if you remember, just in the Punjab Assembly elections that were held this year, the Dera chief actually issued an appeal to his followers.
He supported the BJP.
He supported the Akali Dal government, and you know, I think to some extent that did affect the outcome of the elections, because a lot of the vote which may have gone to Aam Aadmi Party actually, you know, stayed with the Akalis. And so the Congress won and the Aam Aadmi Party did badly, although they were expected to do quite well. And in 2014, the Dera chief issued an appeal to support the BJP. And, you know, sort of 10, 12 years before that, they issued an appeal to support the Congress. So, you know, we've seen this again and again, you know, that political parties and political leaders are pretty indebted to, you know, all these godmen. The Dera chief is just one of them. Many of them, they give them land at subsidized rates, they give them, you know, and there's, you know, if you remember in 2014, we had that absolutely outrageous 2-week standoff between the followers of Baba Rampal. Yeah, Rampal, I think. And, you know, when he refused to surrender and give himself up to the court. And, you know, I mean, you mean to say that the police had no idea that, you know, he was stockpiling arms inside his ashram, and that, you know, all these people were there ready with bullets and guns to, you know, sort of fire at the police? What kind of intelligence work was going on? So clearly these people are given a pretty free hand, and, you know, the political dispensation turns a blind eye to them. And I'm afraid the police work under these political constraints because there is so much interference in their functioning that they're unable to perform their duties as they should, you know, to maintain law and order.
Yogi Ashwani, Aarti referred to this Baba Rampal. This was again in the past, as she points out. He refused to present himself in court despite a non-bailable warrant against him. The police had to use force to control the crowds after that. And I think 6 people died, including a little child. Why is it that these godmen and their followers think that they are above the law?
First of all, let me make it very clear. No godman thinks that he is above anything. A godman is basically, the thought process is that I'm part of creation. Everything is inside me and I'm inside everything. So this is a misconception that a godman is above the law. No godman thinks that. We have had godmen like Ramakrishna Paramhans, Satyan Paramhans, Raman Maharishi, through Guru Gobind. Have they ever thought that they are above the law of the land? No, never. What we are doing is we are confusing politicians with godmen. The problem is that the thought process in us is, when you look at a godman, we try to equate that with a politician, because the thought process has become basically just a political thought process. Like the lady just now was generalizing, using the word godman. Now, the army,
Okay, but Mr. Singh has said that, he's put speculation to rest. He says that he will be in court despite having a bad back. He says he believes in God. He believes in the rule of the law. If that is the case, why does he need all his followers to be there with him in court?
Yeah, not ask the followers to be there in court. He should get out of love. Maybe just come there. He just said, will come and try to defend me, because I'm quite sure he's confident. If he thinks he's done nothing, he's confident. And we should trust the law of the land. So we should trust the law of the land. I'm repeating myself. I'm a government, supposedly, as per the language of the lady who's just being used now. I trust the law of the land. If I'm called to court, I go to court. If followers come there, that is not his problem. They're not making any scheme. They're not breaking. They're not rioting. They're coming there out of love and affection for their person. So,
if followers come there, it is not his problem, is what you're saying. But what about the inconvenience to the Aam Aadmi? Schools have been shut. Students are not allowed to go and attend their schools. Doctors' leaves have been cancelled. Trains, 29 trains have been cancelled. What about this? Is this not his problem? Does he not have a responsibility to the people of these two states?
He should issue a statement. This is not right. Please go home. I'm innocent. Trust God. Trust me. Trust your Guru. I am absolutely innocent. Nothing will happen. He should issue a statement. You see, these people are not politicians. We don't have armies. It's the people who love us and we love them. So, if we have a following. Now, if you have a following and they want to come and see what's happening, somebody in your family goes to court. You will go to see a person. No? It's like extended family. These are like extended family. Your family would come to see you if you go to court. So, why should we take a seat unless they have done something which is wrong? Yes, if it is hampering the day-to-day life of the normal people around, you should issue a statement and say that please retract. It is not others. We are a government. We are spiritual people. You have to help the world. You have to help the creation. You are not there to make a nuisance and to spoil the name of Saffron. And we will not allow that to happen also. We will not allow the name of Saffron to get spoiled because of a couple of politicians who just do some kind of stunt and then they come in the media, the name is tossed around and government is a general statement all around. And the criminals go under the guard very clearly and it is passed off as whatever.